Hello YouTube, it's Veteran Mountain Man again. I'm sorry yesterday I didn't get a chance to talk about some of this stuff, and I'm also sorry I only got a chance to do one video yesterday. Yesterday I was doing a little thing I like to call paying my socialist contribution to the society, i.e., I was paying federal income tax. Well, as you may know, I absolutely abhor federal income taxes. I think we need to go back to the system before 1919 when the federal income tax amendment was passed to the Constitution, because income taxes were never allowed by the Constitution originally. They were a push by the cultural Marxists to change the way our society works. But I wanted to bring you this report, and this is on the Associated Press, and I'm going to include some links below. Yesterday, in Portland, Oregon, people were protesting Donald Trump's new executive order, specifically because the new order will still include Somalia. See, there are 8,000 Somalis living in Portland, Oregon. Almost all of them are refugees because Somalia has been in civil war since the 90s. Yes, that's right, the 90s, as in 1990s. We have peacekeepers that go into Somalia on a regular basis that are part of the UN peacekeeping mission. Somalia is a war zone. Now, one of these people that we're supposed to feel sorry for, her 5 children are in Kenya, and she's worried that they're not going to be allowed to join her. Well, her 5 children are in Kenya. She's been here for quite some time, and her 5 children are still in Kenya. Obviously, either her children are safe, or she was in Kenya and left them with the father in Kenya and went into Somalia to then come to the United States to exploit the system. I mean, I don't know of any mother that would leave their 5 children in a war zone. And I don't know of any mother that would allow herself to be separated from her children in a war zone. Then we've got the manager of the Somali American Council of Oregon talking about this is causing negative concerns in the community. And those of us here, those of us who have been here for 35 years, are being alienated and demonized. So see, the president of the Oregon chapter of the Somali American Council, he's been here for 35 years. He's been here longer than the current civil war that is going on in Somalia has been going on. That's because Somalia is horrible. Yes. But we don't fix it by bringing people here. We've been bringing Somalis to the United States for over a decade, and Somalia has not gotten any better. That's because accepting refugees and giving them welfare doesn't fix it. In fact, it makes things worse here. Case in point, Mohammed Mahamoud was arrested in 2010 in Portland, Oregon. He had been working with an undercover FBI agent who was running a sting to catch terrorists and radicalized Islamists in the United States. Mohammed Mahamoud was going to Oregon State University and got in touch with this undercover FBI agent online to get a bomb to blow up the Portland City Christmas tree lighting in Pioneer Square. He was arrested in 2010 with the detonator in his hand after he had set off what he thought was a real bomb. Now, they're saying that radicals on social media are the problem with most of this, and that many of the young men in the community are being plied with radical statements on online social media, especially since they're the poorest group of Muslim immigrants. Here's the thing. This is the United States. There is no fixed class system here in the United States. These refugees get citizenship. All they have to do is work hard, just like the Italians, just like the Irish, just like all of the other groups that have come here before. And they won't be poor in America. The Somali language is the third most spoken native language in Portland schools. And the Somali community represents the largest Muslim group in the city. We need to make sure that these people are safe, but we also need to make sure that our country is safe. These people who are in our cities aren't going to be safe if we aren't screening people to ensure that members of Boko Haram, who are active in Somalia, blowing up Somali districts inside cities in Somalia, are not coming into our country to kill Americans and even Somali refugees. If we can't figure out who they are, we don't need them coming in. Now, the other thing that happened yesterday was a group of Portland citizens gathered yet again to protest ICE and the ICE deportation of criminal aliens in the United States. Now, they keep claiming that on social media, more than 400 people say that they would attend the event, and that thousands of others were interested in attending the event. And they keep saying that it's wrong that ICE is deporting people. Well, I'm looking at the event right now, and it says about 430 went to the event, and about 2,000 were interested in going. Now, I wonder how many people actually showed up. Because from what I'm seeing in the pictures from K2 News here, it looks like maybe 200 or 300 people showed up, maybe. If that many. But here's the problem. ICE needs to do their job. We cannot be taking in the criminals of other countries as immigrants. We need to be protecting and taking care of America first. America has slowly and surely degraded. Do we really need more criminals who are going to spend time in jail in our country? Every week there are reports all over the Pacific Northwest of criminal aliens committing new crimes, getting deported again after doing time, and then a few years down the road you hear that they're back. Perhaps these people need to think about what it is they're protesting. People who are not here with visas or naturalization paperwork or green cards are not citizens, and ICE has a job to do. We cannot condone lawlessness, or we end up with the same issue that happened during Prohibition. In Prohibition, almost everybody in America who was over the age of 18 had a DUI on their record, at least one. Many of them 5 or 6 or 7. Why was that? Because people didn't stop drinking just because you made it against the law. Well, people aren't going to stop coming here if we don't enforce the law. And if we allow people to flout the law, then it's just going to encourage more lawlessness. This is the broken window theory, people. If you're not familiar with what the broken window theory is, let me boil it down to you in the simplest terms. When policing a society, if you can keep the windows intact, you can keep society intact. And by that it means if you can stop the petty crime, the vandalism, the breaking of windows, the picking of pockets, the person playing 3-card Monte without a license. If you can stop those crimes, you reduce the amount of serious crime in your community, because people tend to escalate to more serious crimes once they've gotten away with other crimes to begin with. Well, that's it for this about protestation in the People's Republic of Portland, Oregon. I will try to do maybe another video later today. I am including links in the description to K2 News for both of these news stories so that you can read a few more details, even see some of the cross-referenced links. I'm also including my Minds.com URL in the event that you want to talk to me about this article there. Thank you all again, and have a good day.